Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 2 taking place here on Nomad Isle. We see Hawk spawning as the light blue human player here at what I'll call the 5 o'clock position of Nomad Isle. Meanwhile, on the top right hand side of the map, where we see Rudan spawning as the red night elf, we see Rudan spawning as the red night elf. This is going to be a relatively close spawn, but then again, all spawning locations are about equal distance because this map is a triangle. So I am not geeky enough to know what the word is for symmetry if it is in thirds, but I'm sure someone in the comments below will let me know, and then they will educate me and also entertain me in the process. Now, what's going to be happening in this 1v1 matchup where Rudan currently has a 1-0 lead? Spoiler alert for any of you guys who do not watch my games in order. Advice to you, watch my games in order. That we saw that Hawk really couldn't open up with the expansion that he wanted. Now I am curious to see if Hawk is going to change his strategy. Hawk has been known to adapt his strategies from time to time, but we see already Rudan opening up with a Warden instead of a Demon Hunter. Now, solo Warden is perhaps one of the most dangerous heroes that you can face, and on a map like this with a large number of red creep camps, that is going to be even more of an issue because the Warden can get to level 5 pretty quickly and then just kill a whole bunch of poor peasants with fan of knives in a matter of seconds to get to level 6. Once those peasants are dead, they make perfect targets for the animation for that avatar of vengeance. But then again, I don't even know when or how long this game will go, so hats off to, or tip me my hat to the predictions there. We'll see if that is the long-term goal, or if that long-term goal will even be realized. Now, one thing to note is that this creep camp is rather difficult. This level 5 behemoth crab is very strong, 24 to 27 damage. That is not something you would normally think of from a crab unless you've been pinched by a giant crab recently. Those crabs have a fair amount of hit points, and you got to remember this is the level 5 crab going on here. Meanwhile, Ancient of War still absorbing a bit of damage, and these sea turtle hatchlings also do a fair amount of damage as well, 13 to 15. Yes, they have relatively low hit points, but they are all the way in the back, making them rather difficult targets to take out. Meanwhile, all at the same time, Archmage has gone on the other side of the map, and it looks like he dropped 2 water elementals in order to really creep out that creep camp. We are looking at a scout farm now being placed down as well, as Hawk has a good idea of where his opponent is. Warden still looking around, pure up of vitality, giving that Warden now 750 hit points. Rather scary, as the Warden now getting a troll, or excuse me, shadow strike off onto that poor peasant there as it was trying to escape. Archmage still sitting at level 2, has 1 water elemental. We may see a call to arms to the north to try to establish an expansion here, and this may possibly give that Archmage level 3. I think it is going to be extremely close. 180 experience on a 5-4-3. Yeah, the drop, I don't think it's quite gonna be well, it might be enough. We'll have to go ahead and take a look at that. It's gonna be a little bit close there. Let's take a look. One of the units is not gonna give level 3, but the next one may. All right, Archmage now making their way off to the north. Let's take a look. 443 experience. Meanwhile, down over here, and it does get taken down. Archmage is pretty much on the money. 502 experience now to get to and at level 3. Meanwhile, the Warden still sitting at level 2. And that is a big deal. If the Warden was at level 3, Shadow Strike becomes a much bigger threat. Instead, it is just at level 2, and it's going to be a little bit of time before we see efficient Shadow Strikes come out from that Warden. All right, going after the units. There's the Shadow Strike onto the Archmage. Why go after the Archmage? Doesn't quite make sense there. Troll Shadow Priest, there's level 3 now on the Warden, as the Warden gets a beautiful fan of knives across all those units there. All right, 1 footman now taken down. Archmage now taking a lot of damage as well. Are we going to see another Shadow Strike? Archmage trying to get away. Both sides with boots of speed. Another fan of knives comes through, and this is just turning into an absolute massacre. Rudan is having a field day with this, as the Troll Shadow Priest now heading back off to the north, may be forced to try and heal up this Warden, as the archers, even though they did get tripped up on some rabbits that decided to be sitting in the middle of the road, able to make it back home. All right, that archer most likely will be staying back home here, not joining in the festivities of this next fight. As the Archmage, looking at his rather dwindling army, 32 over 36 compared to 28 over 30, but the tech to tier 2 has already begun. More Moonwells, and now the Warden could in fact just dive and rush in here to deal a little bit more damage towards the remaining units. However, the Archmage not taking this, that last battle, lying down, going after the Null Overseer creep camp. Oh, Warden gonna come through, and he does, or she does get some Shadow Strike damage onto a unit, unless that was all burned off. I can't believe that to be the case. Null Poacher, it looks like it will get taken down. Gold was given back as we are still fighting our way through here. This one Town Hall will be completed. All right, Warden ready to go, ready to heal back up. Tree of Life is ready to go as well. So both sides are looking to make this game a rather long one. If both sides are able to make this game a long one, things are going to look up and up still, as we're looking at the Tree of Life now and that Giant Wolf. All right, what's happening here? Giant Wolf taking a fair bit of damage. Warden now getting slowed down. That Frost Armor is going to hurt. So is that Lightning Shield. Lightning Shield now moving the Troll Berserker off to the side here and getting in a little bit of extra damage. Oh no, not quite close enough to take down this one particular Renegade Wizard, not quite, or Rogue Wizard, not quite sure why, down to 3 hit points. And now the Warden is actually a little bit too close as he's looking to focus down this Rogue Wizard here. All right, there it goes. Warden almost level 4. Meanwhile, Archmage is at level 3, not yet quite at level 4, but does have a potion of greater healing and 2 claws of attack plus 6, which is equivalent to the amount of damage a footman would normally do. All right, Warden comes through here. Are we going to see a Shadow Strike? Are we going to see a Fan of Knives? There's a Fan of Knives getting a lot of damage across a lot of units. Warden now pretty much out of shape, out of mana, and getting pummeled to death in between the splash damage from the Water Elemental and the arcane feedback damage from that Arcane Tower. Teleport back home in order to heal back up and then make your way back out. That may be the long-term goal. As you see a quick spin around there. Warden now up to 600 hit points and 95 mana. Oh, it looks as though Hawk is going to strike while the iron is hot, so to speak. Get some extra damage onto those Troll Shadow Priests as they're in a full retreat and now turning around to engage again. All right, Warden very, very fast. Gloves of Haste now attacking very fast here, attempting to take down this last Troll Berserker. Troll Berserker down to 28 hit points. One more tick and that will do it. There it goes. 30 hit points right on the dot. Beautifully done, or just a bit lucky, but Rudan is looking to take a very convincing 2-0 lead in this series and not let go. Panda now being added, so not only are the footmen going to have to worry about the level 2 Fan of Knives from that Warden, possibly level 3, they'll have to worry about the level 1 Breath of Fire. That is a lot of AoE on some unsuspecting targets. You can lose 5 to 7 hit points in a matter of seconds with that combination, or at least make them so far low on hit points that there's not much usefulness. Otherwise, they would just continue to feed experience. All right, Bronze Wizard taking a fair bit of damage. Dark Wizard here with that chaos damage as well, doing a great job focusing on an archer. Meanwhile, you can see Goblin Zeppelin gets picked up, and now the Warden is just trying to stick around, make sure that Goblin Zeppelin is unable to get to where that Warden needs to go. Meanwhile, the Panda still leading the charge in this extra base here, gonna be able to finish it off, gets to level 2, but the Zeppelin is gonna spot all this. All right, there goes the units. Archmage now dropping down. It looks like a Troll Berserker will get taken down here. There it goes. Meanwhile, more and more units look like they're gonna get cleaned up, and all of a sudden, Rudan, who was in the driver's seat of this game, is now in a little bit of a sticky situation here. 41 over 50 supply compared to 37 over 60, but the economic difference is going to start to add up. Tech advantage. Tree of Ages still training up more Wisp. We are not at a keep here or here yet, so no tech to tier 2, even though there is plenty of resources available. All right, let's go ahead. Archmage. 2 claws of attack plus 6, plus 12 damage. That is at least plus 25% damage on the low, or on the high end, actually. Very, very Good damage, strong damage there as the Archmage still looking to finish off the Null Wardens and the remaining units here. Warden, Panda heading back home to base. They are going to regroup. Meanwhile, Archmage is using this opportunity to really pick up a whole bunch of items that may start to tip things in his favor. We are teching to, or we already at tier 2 with double Arcane Sanctums, and with, I believe, an Arcane Vault here, we may start to see those Spellbreakers that really shut down this type of play. I am surprised that Hawk hadn't followed up his last attack, knowing that Spellbreakers could be on the table. Really shuts down any source of strong vital attack that needs to be seen. Alright, there's a Stormbolt onto the Warden. Warden is in a little bit of trouble. Scroll of Healing. Is the Panda going to be able to do anything? No, not going to be able to do anything as the Warden now backs off. Let's see what's going to be happening next. Breath of Fire comes through, and the unit's Scroll of Restoration. Stormbolt onto the Warden again, as the Warden gets a beautiful fan of knives off. One footman should get taken down. Come on, there goes a Dryad, there goes a footman, there goes another footman, and there goes, oh no death of a Mountain King there, as another fan of knives now goes through. All right, it looks as though another priest is going to get taken down here. Level 5 on that Warden, still causing problems. Dryads all the way over here as well. Warden looks to finish things off, and it looks like it could get taken down. Yes, it will. The priest unable to get inside that base just quite in time. All right. 200 and 100 hit points. 74, 27. There it goes. It does get taken out as the Archmage now continuing to fight here. Mountain King hanging over to the top right-hand side. Going to continue that pressure. Warden now backing off here. Mountain King taking a fair bit of damage as the Sorceress now looking to retreat. All right, let's take a look at this. Militia now continuing the fight again. There goes a Sorceress. There goes another unit. And Rudan has taken game 2 in this series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you stay tuned for game number 3.